What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Well, I discussed a new kind of workout routine that I've kind of been tinkering with, and you know, I put up some information about it in a vlog that I did. It wasn't even really a vlog. It was just in the morning. It was a weigh-in. It was a physique update and just some discussion about what I was going to be doing that day and what was going on. And in that video, I discussed how basically I've been kind of trying to tone my physique down and not carry the body weight that I was carrying before. And I actually was training a little bit heavier. I mean, I was using some pretty good poundages again before the Olympia to get up there. And I noticed that, you know, certain things, it didn't feel right. And one of the things that didn't feel right was something that's been nagging at me for a while. And it's interesting because it's on the left side too where I tore my pec, but it's my left lat on this side. There's a tight strand in there. And I don't understand how, you know, this one is not as bad. I used to have a problem with the right one with the same type of thing. And the lat gets super, super tight so that when I extend it all the way on any kind of overhead, whether it's a press, that it actually tries to pull down at the same time when I'm pressing up, which causes a very strange kind of compensation in that area in the shoulder joint itself. And my right one used to do it really bad, but now my left one is doing it. So as I go to extend all the way up and stretch that lat out, like, so if I got like a pull down, and I'll go all the way up on the pull down. When I stretch it out, that pull is like a fucking strand that's just super tight. And I've had massage therapists work on it. I had my chiropractor every single time I went. What he would do is actually start with my arm here, like kind of in front of me. He takes his thumb, it's called active release therapy, puts it on this spot wherever the fuck is activated, and he'll push back on my arm and extend my arm like behind my head. And just doing that, pushing right now hurts, but it's extremely painful. And he was like, your lat is just so tight. He's like, you know, stretches are not helping it. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you need active release therapy, you need massage therapy, you know, pretty frequently. So I'm like, fuck. So I try to roll it out with a foam roll. That doesn't really work very well. I have this like ball that hooks into this piece that goes on the wall, and it's like a spiked ball that you jam in there, which helps it a little bit. But the idea was, you know, you were using too heavy a weights at this point after been doing it for 20-something years. Like, your body's kind of not able to withstand that tension anymore. And, you know, the couple doctors I've talked to, the chiropractor, and a few other people that are my age or older, all say the same thing. Like, if you're going to try to do what you were going to do when you were younger, it's going to wind up like your pec. You're going to tear that lat. You're going to fuck up the shoulder joint because the lat on that side now is causing problems. And it's not from the tech tear. That's interesting because I was going to the chiropractor having to work on it way before any of this stuff happened. Actually, both sides were having issues, and it was just one side. Now that side's okay, and it's kind of moved to the other one. But going lighter with lighter weights actually helps. It for some reason gives it more flexibility. It doesn't feel like it's going to pull or tear. It feels normal. So I stepped back and I've talked to a few people, and I said, you know what? Like, I think it's time that I start changing the training geared towards where I'm at now. Like, throughout my whole, you know, from where I started training, I would say career, but where I started training to now, it's changed. It's developed. It's just kind of become its own entity, like the training itself. Like, I've done high intensity training, low volume, high volume, the optimum training systems. I've done the Dorian training. I've trained with Kevin Levrone 4 shows doing his style of training. So it's evolved over the years into what I eventually got to, that I thought basically gave me what I felt was my best physique. Now, the new routine, what it is Phil Hernan, who's a close friend of mine, who's also been my coach in the past, but I've known him, we were friends longer than he's been my coach. I've known him since 2005. Gave me a routine, which was a full body routine a couple of years ago. And he devised this routine and people weren't sticking to it. He was like, if you're a bodybuilder, you just want to be better, right? So who the fuck says you have to train chest one day, this, that? He goes, you know, your body grows as a unit. And I agree with that. Like, I honestly agree with anytime you're doing a chest press, you don't realize that your lats are actually stabilizing while you're pressing. Anytime you're curling, you don't realize that the tricep is actually stabilizing. So muscles, antagonistic muscles are being worked, but stabilizing muscles are being worked while you're doing an exercise for your chest. Like, you don't even realize it. And the way I build my programs, people may go, well, the volume is not that high. I'm like, you don't understand. Monday you're training this. Tuesday when you're training this, that muscle group's getting trained again. It's just a lower intensity. The volume is still there because you're doing the same amount of reps, but it's a lower intensity. So you're hitting these muscle groups multiple times throughout the week. And Phil sent me this thing. I tried it for a little while, and I couldn't figure out exactly how it worked. You know, and for me, I just kind of, you know, I tried it for a couple weeks, and I just kind of pushed it aside and said, yeah, it's just not for me, Phil. Now it's time to revisit it. Why? So when we start training, we start basically with a full body routine. Most people do. Most people don't start out with just chest, triceps. You start out with like a full body routine. And it might be full body twice a week, and then it moves up to maybe full body 3 times a week. And then after a certain point, you start to plateau. You now start to break it down into muscle groups, right? You start doing like the bro splits, like chest, whatever, or maybe you do push-pull legs. That push-pull legs is more of a modern thing, but back in the day when we were really all growing, we broke it down into body part splits. Basically trained 5 days a week, every body part once a week. The volume went up. The reason why you change from the full body to that split, nobody ever explained to me back in the day. They just knew enough to do it, but they didn't know why. So I had to delve into why. So your body grows as a unit. It doesn't grow one muscle group at a time. So even if you're just training biceps, not only your biceps going to grow, you're going to get other muscle groups that grow, you know, in the same time that you're just training biceps. Now, the bicep pulls most of the workload, but other muscle groups are activated at the same time. So once you get to a point where you can no longer activate the amount of strength that you need in those minimal sets, you could add more sets in a full body routine. Now, the problem with doing that and not switching to the bro routine when you're starting to gain weight as a beginner is your central nervous system can't adapt fast enough. So it's not about the muscle not recovering. Technically, if you could train your, Francis Benfato is a perfect example. He trained every body part every day. He was one of the top pros back in the day. You know what I mean? He was on the Olympic stage, one of the top pros, Mr. France. Every body part every day. And I didn't understand because he had the volume done, or the volume down, rather, I should say, to a fucking science that they never really talked about in the magazines. They just said, well, it's very intense. He trains every body part every day. Next thing you know, people go in there and they're trying to do, you know, 30 sets of each muscle group all in one day. You know, they're doing like 100 sets and like they're like, this is not sustainable, right? Because you're doing too many sets. So now we move from the full body training into the bro splits to kind of allow the central nervous system to adapt faster because it can't adapt as fast as the muscle groups can. So we do the bro split and we can add more and more weight, more and more volume to those, to chest. You can do, you know, 20 sets for chest and bump it up to 22, then increase the weight and then increase the fucking reps. Like there's so many things you can do in that really won't tap your central nervous system like a full body routine doing 30 sets for each body part would. It's completely different. But here's the thing. And it's stuff that I've noticed, and people won't tell you this because they haven't been doing it long enough. They haven't been through what I've been through, and other people my age that have been training a long time. Once you build a certain amount of muscle, you can regain that muscle with muscle memory very quickly. You could also do a lot less volume and maintain that muscle mass. You know, Dave Pulcinella comes to mind right now. Dave has had multiple rotator cuff surgeries, tore his quad or tore his hamstring first, tore his quad recently, had surgeries, hasn't been able to train legs, but yet his legs look really good still. Like they didn't atrophy like he's just sitting around because he's doing minimal work on them because of the injuries, but they're maintaining their size. So you start thinking like, why the fuck did I squat 600 pounds? Why the fuck did I leg press 1,000 pounds if I only needed that? Because doing the lighter workouts and doing the minimal workouts is not going to build the muscle, but it helps you maintain it once you've already built it. Completely different. So now I'm at the point in my life where I'm not trying to build any muscle, but maintaining my muscle is important as I get older, right? You want to maintain your muscle mass as long as you can. So now I'm like, okay, maintaining the muscle mass, that full body routine, now going back, not really doing what you were doing when you started, a new full body routine for people that don't want to get any bigger to maintain their muscle mass is now something that I'm experimenting with. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, for about, if you go back and look at these videos, for about 6 months to a year, I was having problems with my knee. I wasn't squatting. I was having a problem with my lower back, so I couldn't squat. I couldn't do the leg presses because of my knee. It was bothering me through the tissue damage I have in my knee. So I was doing like some extensions and leg curls with the tourniquet training, the blood flow restriction training, and doing something I called bio reps at the time. It took 10 minutes to train legs. And there's videos of me where my legs weren't shrinking. They were staying the same size. They were staying full. They were staying just the same size after months, you know, and almost a year of training like that. Like they should have atrophied if that stimulus was gone. It didn't work like that. They stayed. So I kind of like stepped back and I was like, wait a minute, if my legs did that and I haven't squatted anything above like 180, 135, and I haven't leg pressed anything past the stack on the machine that we have at the gym, and my legs really haven't shrunk up. As a matter of fact, I think my legs look better than the rest of my body, and I'm not really training them like I used to. But my upper body, I'm trying to train it like I used to. So I technically altered my lower body routine without even really realizing it and kept my upper body the same, and my lower body was maintaining its muscle mass. In the upper body, I'll gain muscle mass, but then I'll lose it because I have to stop training because I'm training the same way. So I have to pull back on the training. So I was like, wait a minute. I should have all along done this type of training for my whole body. But if you go in there and do, you know, these, I mean, legs, because there's, you know, they're big muscle groups, they're tiring after 45 minutes of training, right? But if you go to just do chest for 45 minutes and you're doing like light workouts, you walk out of there, feel like you didn't do anything. So now I step back and say, what would be the optimal? Like, what is optimal if you could create something that would absolutely stimulate every muscle in your body that grows as a unit anyways, would stimulate growth hormone release in a larger amount, because I don't want to take growth hormone anymore, but having a natural surge is fine, and still be able to recover muscle-wise and get your central nervous system recover. That would be exactly what we're looking for when we're done competing and we're not trying to be in the gym. Now, mentally, it's very, very hard. For you to walk in the gym and try a full body routine after 20 years of bench pressing 500 pounds and chin-ups with weight around your, you know, like of only training one body part, it's very hard. Like it's harder mentally at first than it is physically. And you go in the gym and you start doing your sets. Like today, I walked in there, I did chin-ups, I did TRX rows, I did the chest press, because I can't use barbell or anything like that. So chest press, I did standing shoulder presses, standing lateral raises, barbell curls, I did V-bar pushdowns, which actually get over the cable so you're not sitting up straight. And it turns it into like a close grip pushdown. I did abs, and I did leg extensions and leg curls. So I'll be doing actually leg presses on Thursday. So I'll do Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off. Thursday, Friday will be full body workouts. Now, I literally, within 20 minutes, had a pump in my upper body that was actually better than what I've had in quite some time. And I wasn't doing a high volume. So I'm sitting there going, why is this pumping? Because what's happening is your back is pumping up, but then your chest pumps up, but then your shoulders pump up, and you're not really losing the pump in your back yet. Then your arms pump up, so you have a full upper body pump. And you still use enough weight to make sure that your body is maintaining its muscle mass, right? You're not doing like 30 reps or like any of this. You're not doing drop sets. You're doing any shit that hits your central nervous system and ruins it like that. You're literally going in there, stimulating the muscle enough to maintain, then get out of the gym. Now, if you start feeding your body, you should be able to gain some of the muscle back that you lost by you know, basically pushing yourself and pulling back, pushing it. So you're ramping up and then backing off, ramping up and backing off. This way here, you can kind of ramp up at a slower pace, then maintain it while you're there and not have to back off. You don't need active recovery. You're not going to need deloads. You're not going to need any of that stuff because you're not pushing your central nervous system to the point where you need that stuff. So it's a whole new way of thinking. Now I understand where Phil was coming from, because Phil has had cancer. Now he's on dialysis. With, you know, his kidneys are actually in trouble now because his kidneys are shutting down, because when he had cancer, he went through radiation, and the radiation swelled up his prostate. He couldn't go to the bathroom. It wound up killing his kidneys off. So like he's had so many problems health-wise, right? And he's still in better shape than 95% of the people watching this. How the fuck is Phil able to maintain that and not be loaded on drugs and doing all the shit that he used to do? Now he's only about 205 or 210, which is still big as fuck because he's lean as shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's using rubber bands, Bosu balls. He's using things that you would never think, because Phil is now maintaining his muscle mass, or to a certain degree. He's not using the tons of drugs like he used to, but now maintaining the muscle mass, doing these things that it takes a lot less to maintain. So although mentally we want to go in the gym and fucking go crazy, we want to get in there and fucking train hard and throw around heavy weights, and you see the other young bucks, they're on their way up, so they're fucking using tons of weight and they're growling and grunting, and you go in there and it, almost like you almost like get sucked into it. You try to stay out of it and focus on your own thing. And that's kind of what I did, you know, with this new routine, is blank out everything else that's going on in the gym. Forget everybody, even if they're watching you, it doesn't matter. If you look a certain way, people are not even going to fucking bat an eyelash at what the fuck you're doing. And that's the thing, is to try to get people to understand that, you know, there is periods in your life, and you're going to have to adjust and evolve things for everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And training is no different. And like Sean Ray was saying, you know, if you, like Ronnie Coleman, if you do the same things over and over again that injured you, you're just going to get another injury. Like you can't, it's like banging your head against the wall, you're going to get a concussion. Well, once you heal, if you start banging your head against the wall again, guess what? There's a concussion. But now, what if we didn't bang our heads against the wall? What if we just stood in place and did this with our heads? Guess what? We're not going to get a fucking concussion, right? So it's like you have to change your mind, the frame of mind, and it kind of sucks because you have to come to the realization that you're getting older. You're not getting old, but you're getting older, which is a hard pill to swallow for some people. I know it definitely was for me for a long time, but you know, you start accepting it a little more, and then try to work on new goals, and then see the people around you and see how they're doing, and try to help them with it, and see the people have done better than you and question them and say, how did you do this? And get more information, hand that information down. Like, I've gone from this role of the guy in the gym that does to the guy in that gym that teaches others what he did, what he does, what he failed at, what he succeeded at, all those little pitfalls and things that I've learned throughout the years that they don't teach you in any school, book, certification program, anything like that. I'm still learning. I'm still learning new things. I'm still handing them down. Like, this video is handing down something that I haven't heard anybody else talk about, that this phenomenon, plain and simple, these guys are not even training half as hard as they used to, and they're maintaining their muscle mass. Now, to a degree, when they stop taking the drugs and they're on TRT, their whole body shrinks up. But if they were off the TRT and training like, or if they were off the steroids and training like they used to, they'd be injury riddled, and they'd be fucked up all the time. So it's like, you got to kind of like adjust and adapt, and that's where I'm at right now. So hopefully you guys understand where this is coming from. We'll see in the next couple of months how this plays out. I'll tell you what, I was very pleasantly surprised today, and it's about the 3rd or 4th day I've tried this different type of training, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the results are. I don't know if it's going to work well. I don't know if it's going to work great. I don't know if it's going to work at all. I don't know. You know, so some people will be like, oh, I can't wait to start this new routine. I'm going to get great gains. I don't fucking know. Anybody that says I can't wait to do this because I'm going to get this or I'm going to do that, you don't fucking know. You're a liar. You have no idea what the fuck's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's in your head. It's nice to wish or, to think ahead and say, oh, I hope this happens. But saying I hope and saying I'm going to are two different things. So I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to adjust as I need to. I'm going to figure this out is what's going to happen, but I'm not sure the end result. So you guys will be seeing it as I go through it, and as I know, you'll know. And hopefully some of you out there right now, I know some of you have worked with Phil. Some of you are given that same exact routine. It is a very, very advanced routine that Phil gives you. So Phil's routine was every day train your full body. And then when you feel like you need a day off, take that day off. Now the problem is most people are not that into with their body. So they have no idea when to take a day off. So they either take too many days off or they don't take enough days off. My thing, I'm going to make it a split. 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 2 days off. Perfect for me for central nervous system recovery. And for most people, I feel central nervous system recovery and muscle recovery. And, that way there, if you feel like adding an extra day, like you can take it on a Saturday, go for it. You still have Sunday off. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many variables that I'm working with right now. And I'm just excited to be doing something new, something fresh, something exciting. And hopefully something that helps a lot more people. So keep an eye out. Stay tuned. I appreciate you guys' support. BicepsTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bicepstraining.com is a blog. It's the New Beginnings Bicep, and we are